I'm a fan.
Welcome to this week's edition of Tracking the Wolves with your voice of NSU Sports. That's me, Ben Root. Hey, let's look back at another week of action for your Northern Wolves here in sports activities. Northern Hoopsters remained perfect on the season, but not without a lot of dramatics on that men's side. This past Wednesday, men battled back from 17 points down against SMSU, forcing overtime in their first home game of the season. In the bonus session, Wolves jumped ahead right away and never trailed again in picking up the victory, 93-88. Guys went 8 of 10 at the free throw line in overtime. Got a big 3-ball there from Mitch White as well. White goes for 12 points. Seth Bashan with a season-high 20. And Darren Paterka was clutch as well, season-high 19 points to go with 3 assists and 4 steals, while freshman Jake Johnson picked up his first collegiate points with 10. Guys followed that up with another thriller Sunday against Truman State. Northern was down 11 in the second half to the Bulldogs, but tied things up with just over 7 minutes to play in regulation. Down by 3, though, with 10 seconds left. It would take a 3-pointer from Ty Storiston on a double pump shot from the right wing, forcing overtime at the buzzer. In the extra period, teams traded points at the free throw line back and forth, and then the Wolves' Darren Paterka finished a hard drive to the cup with 2 seconds left for what ended up as the game winner and the only basket in overtime for Northern. 3-pointer from the Bulldogs just off target at the buzzer, and Northern wins this one 76-74. NSU again strong at the charity stripe in OT. They go 9 of 10 there and had 3 players foul out. Storiston led the way with 19 points, White with 11, Paterka connected for 10, and the trio of Carter Evans, Sky Warwick, and Seth Bashan each had 9. Women's contest a little bit less stressful this past weekend. Team went to 5-0 with 3 dominant decisions. Tuesday, the ladies pulled away in the second half against Jamestown University to win 68-48. Rachel Krogman had the first of 3 straight double-doubles, 21 points, 12 rebounds. Megan Muchler solid with 13 points and 8 boards as the squad shot 51% overall and was 19 of 24 at the free throw line. If that wasn't dominant enough, well, Wolves stung Black Hills State Friday 68-45, out-rebounding the Yellow Jackets in that one 56-22 on the glass. Krogman led the attack, 14 points, 12 boards, and 6 assists to boot. Sadie Stotesbery right behind with 12 points and 9 rebounds, and Lauren Diedrich with a career-high 12 points in that one. Finally, the women moved to 5-0 this season with an even more lopsided win over South Dakota School of Mines and Tech Sunday, 68-39. The team was plus 15 in rebounds this time, as Krogman went for 18 points and had 11 boards. Stotesbery and Paige Watashik each with 13 points in the win, and Krogman with that effort is now at 974 career points in a Wolves uniform. Moving outdoors to cross-country news, NSU's Sasha Hovind finished in 3rd place at the NCAA Central Regional Meet Saturday in Wayne, America, and she becomes the first ever NCAA National Meet qualifier for NSU in that event. National Meet's coming up in Louisville, Kentucky on December 6th. The women placed 10th overall out of the 29 teams there, and the Wolves men took 20th. That 10th place finish for the ladies, the first top 10 team finish for Northern as a Division II school. Other times there, Dakota Bullen took 41st for the women, while Lindsey Gast finished 51st. And on the guys' side, the top time was Clay Danielson, who took 104th. Thomas Horgesheimer ended up 119th, and Cameron Sanis ended up at 128th. Moving to the pool, NSU swim team recorded 9 first-place finishes and actually ended up tying with Nebraska Kearney on the road Friday, 130-130. The duel marks the last of its kind for this season, with the Wolves now heading into the heat of the invite season. Eliza Jacob and Kayla Sproles led the Northern women with 4 first-place finishes apiece. Women will take a week-long break before going to the Rochester Invite December 5th through the 7th. Also, NSU football head coach Tom Dosh announced the Wolves' 2014 team awards from this past season. Permanent captains for the team, which was voted on by the team and is the highest honor in the program, were Jalen Bibbs, Jared Jacobson, and Ryan Waybrecht, along with junior Devin Olson. Scout team players of the year were Tyrell Anderson on offense and Noah McPherson for defense. The team went 8-3 this past season, most wins for Northern since 1999. That's a check of last week's action. We'll talk some more Northern sports next here in a moment on Tracking the Wolves.
NCAA championships are something special.
Filled with memories we will carry with us for the rest of our lives.
We ask that you cheer hard for your institutions.
Acting responsibly and courteously towards those around you.
In the spirit of sportsmanship, enjoy the game, and let's provide our student athletes, coaches, officials, and fellow fans the respect they deserve.
Welcome back to Tracking the Wolves here. Ben Roots alongside you here talking some basketball this time around. And joining us on the show is senior forward out of Sioux Falls, Sadie Stotesbery with us. How you doing, Sadie?
Good, how are you?
Pretty good. Well, 5 games into the season, sitting unbeaten on the year at 5-0. Closest game so far, 16-point win down in Wayne when you beat Kearney. Kind of what's been one of the keys to the strong season's start here?
Our defense is always pretty strong with us. Obviously, if we can hold teams under 50 points, that's good for us. So.
And you've done that in every game this year. I think 4 in the 40s and 1 in the 30s this past weekend. You know, pretty lopsided games. Is it difficult to stay focused?
No, because you know what you got to do to keep winning, because it's never enough margin for us. We always want to get more points.
Greedy out there.
Yeah.
Well, Coach Fred's always on the sideline no matter what. Being pretty vocal about what's not perfect out there. What's it like playing for Coach Fred?
It's good. I like playing for Coach Fred.
It's pretty intense all the time, or is he relaxed in practice? He just doesn't let anybody see it or something?
I don't know if he ever lets anyone see it, but it's always good. I like the way that he coaches us.
Was it much of an adjustment from Sioux Falls, Washington, or were your coaches there pretty comparable? Or?
It was pretty much the same. It didn't sugarcoat anything, which is fine. But.
What's the easiest way to get benched if you were to do something?
Not rebound. Not rebound the ball. So.
Okay. Just making sure you're boxing out then, I guess.
Yep.
Well, 5-0 in the regular season, but you had that exhibition game against the Jackrabbits down in Brookings. Came up short in that one. What was it like to play SDSU?
It was fun to play SDSU just because Paige and Megan are sisters playing against each other, and then I knew one of the girls from high school. I played basketball with her for 5-6 years, so that was fun.
Was there, I know it was an exhibition game, much of a turnout down there? Or?
Yeah, there was a lot of people there at that game. It was nice to have all the support from Northern still coming to that game.
Cool. And a good, that facility's pretty nice down there too. I've been in there.
Oh yeah.
After the game, even though you lost, how did you feel you kind of performed? Because you hung with them for about a half, it seemed like. Yeah,
the fact that we only lost by, I think it was 16, I thought was pretty good for us, considering they're #1 in their conference and we're #1 in the North, so I thought we did pretty well.
Talking to Sadie Stotesbery here on Tracking the Wolves. So far this year, you're on average here at 10 points, 5 boards a game roughly. Teams, I'm sure you're expecting them, especially once we get into conference play, start double teaming Krogman quite a bit down low. How important does that make it that some of the rest of you, pick up your scoring from maybe a little further outside the paint?
Yeah, it's pretty important just because we need to relieve some of the pressure off of her, and so then she can get back to scoring and doing what she does.
Now, you can score inside sometimes too off of some of these feeds, but you've got some range too. I saw you hit a 3-pointer just this past weekend. And do you prefer to play any spot on the floor or kind of anywhere for you?
Anywhere works pretty well for me.
Well, this weekend we start conference play. Moorhead comes to town on Saturday for that NSIC opener. Last season you beat them twice, including the season opener, a 96-88 win, an NBA score there. Is that what we can expect this time around, or what do you look for from them?
Hopefully we can keep their scoring down a little more than having them be at 88, but we hope to pull out a win on that too.
Is it kind of a tough adjustment sometimes switching from these non-conference games to the conference contest? Because so far these teams have been, no insult to them, but pretty weak.
Yeah, I mean our conference is pretty tough, but it helps us get ready for our conference games too.
Need to schedule more D1 teams, or
maybe
take on the Coyotes or something? I don't know. Well, looking at the school side of things as we wrap things up here with Sadie Stotesbery of the Wolves women's basketball team. Human performance and fitness for you. Everything on track for graduation?
Yep. I have 1 semester left and just 4 classes, I think, so pretty excited.
This is going to be a pretty kickback semester then, or are they really tough classes, you heard?
It'll be about even. Tough and kind of easy.
So fewer classes, but tougher. So,
Yeah.
any post-grad plans?
Not right now.
Okay. A couple other things I like to ask occasionally. Sioux Falls, I know I go there, obviously. What's the best place to eat in Sioux Falls?
Oh, I really like Texas Roadhouse.
Okay. See, I've been there once, but not to that one. Mainly the rolls are all I remember.
Yeah, those are pretty good.
Pretty dang
the
good.
honey butters.
Yeah.
The best.
And if you had to go on a long road trip or you were stranded on an island, what 3 CDs, movies, or books would you choose, or any combination you can mix and match? No iPod.
No iPod?
You can't just say, yeah, then that kind of covers everything. That's cheating.
Any basketball movies, Coach Carter, or any comedy movies is pretty good for me. I don't read that many books, but shoot.
A certain artist or you'd go for as far as an album or anything, or?
Taylor Swift.
Okay, so Taylor Swift, a basketball movie, and how about a favorite comedian then for a comedy film or something?
I wouldn't say she's that much of a comedian, but Katherine Heigl is pretty funny with The Ugly Truth.
Oh, okay, well, that works.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for coming on the show.
No problem.
Thanks, Sadie Stotesbery there. Senior forward from your Wolves women's basketball team. We'll be back with Track of the Wolves again in just a moment.
We know you want family-friendly sporting events.
Sporting events where you can be comfortable
and entertained in a positive environment. Watching great individuals and teams compete.
With commitment, effort, and good sportsmanship. That's what the Division II Game Environment Initiative is about.
Be a part of the excitement and find out why. These student athletes say with pride,
I chose
Division II.
Welcome back here on Track of the Wolves. Ben Roots alongside you here, talking a little track and field here this time around. And joining us, because she loved it so much the last time, our first ever 2-time guest on Track and the Wolves. I was told there'd be balloons and stuff dropping down with 2 times. I guess not, sorry. Sasha Hovind joins us here. How you doing, Sasha?
Good, and you?
Pretty good. Well, looking at this past season for the cross-country team, regular seasons were wrapped up now and had a pretty darn good year, I'd say, to put it lightly. Looking back, what one word would you use to describe the season for you?
Oh my, there's so many words I could probably use, but overall, if I had to choose one, I'd probably say incredible, because it really was. I had a lot of goals coming in, and I was able to accomplish almost all of them, so it was a very good season.
Well, anything that you would change this past season?
About the only thing I think I would probably change is I had to miss 1 meet, which, I mean, could have potentially been for the better because the season was a lot longer. But I missed it because I had a little injury in my knee. So I guess it would have been better if I didn't get injured at all. But, I mean, you can't always have the best of everything, so.
Well, you still ended up running quite well, and you know, sometimes it's like a bye week for you. There you go. You just kind of work that in, and it worked out. Claimed your first win of the season at the NSIC meet there in Wayne after having, I believe, 3 runner-up finishes through the year. How exciting was that race? It sounds like it was really kind of back and forth.
It was very exciting. I knew what I had to do to stay with Sam Rivard from UMD, and there was a lot of other really good girls there as well. And I guess I just used the mental checkpoints that our coach gave us, and when I got to that last one, I really gave it everything I had and just hoped I could break her just enough to pull in front, and I was able to do that. So it was really, really exciting to come into the finish and to know everyone was cheering just for me because I was in the front for once. But
it sounds like an exciting race there, and you raced that time, and if I remember right, the conditions, they're pretty good that time, right, when you were down there?
Yep, just a little wind, but nothing too terrible. So. And
then this past weekend, you go right back down to Wayne for the regional meet, and totally different story about the track. How different is it, kind of, you know, going in these conditions that you just had?
There was a little snow on the course, but they did a really good job of clearing a perfect path for us. And by the time we raced, it actually kind of warmed up a little bit, and the guys were on the course before us. So it was a little muddy and slippery in some parts, so you just kind of had to watch your footing and make sure that you didn't step in the mud puddles, because that was probably the worst. But Other than that, I mean, they did a wonderful job of clearing the course, and the weather to me was actually pretty similar to 2 weeks ago, and the sun was out this time, so that was really nice.
Okay. Didn't have to worry about any wind or too much down there with that?
A little bit of wind. It actually switched directions from the last time we ran, but nothing too terrible.
Well, you're the first ever Northern runner to make the national stage at the D2 cross country action. Where do you give the credit here for this trip you're going to be taking?
A lot of my credit would have to go to my coach, obviously, because he has given me like all my workouts and got me prepared, and I owe a lot of my success to him, as well as my boyfriend, because he runs as well, and he does a lot of my summer training with me, and it has definitely helped me become the college runner I am today, because before I started college, I never ran in the summer, and I didn't know how important it really was. So those two people are main, and then my teammates have been behind me all season and constantly cheering for me and rooting for me, so it's very exciting to have so many people behind me and happy for me.
I think it's these camouflage shoes over here. That's pretty key too. But well, what's the game plan as you get ready to go to Louisville here in about a little under 2 weeks? What do you do to get ready?
This week I have my typical runs, and then I have one last really hard workout to just finish off pretty much, and then just to stay fresh and be ready for big competition that it'll be my first time experiencing it, and it'll be an incredible experience, so I'm excited.
Well, sounds fun. And do you know how many groups or how many teams and individuals go? Do you have any idea what the numbers are? I'm not sure.
I'm not even sure. I haven't looked too much into it. I guess I haven't looked at the other regions' times or anything, because it's more of a mental thing where I just feel that if I don't look at them, I keep in my mind that I can run with anyone, and sometimes if I see their times, I'm like, oh, she's too fast, I can't run with her, so I'm just not even going to look.
Yeah, it's not a bad strategy. Did Coach tell you anything about the course yet or anything, or do you know anything about that?
I've seen a map, but not a whole lot about the actual course. So.
Okay. So I'm not sure if there's any loops or anything upside down or
no.
something like that. Okay. Well, as we get to wrap things up here with Sasha Hovind with the cross country team, a lot of running going on. How's the schooling going on in the meantime? Everything going all right there?
Very good. I am majoring in elementary education and then minoring in early childhood education. And I just got a couple of my education classes this semester, and then next semester is when I really start my student teaching and everything, so I'm pretty excited about that.
Always good to get the generals
kind
of wrapped up, right? Now, I've seen you as well at a couple other sporting events, I think at the Barnett Center. I can't remember if basketball or volleyball or something. Do you have a favorite sport outside of cross country?
Oh, I guess I enjoy watching all of them. I always said I was a runner because I don't have very good coordination. So I used to play volleyball in high school, and I always think it's fun to watch. I don't know how they spike the ball that hard. I'd be kind of scared if I was on the other side, but
you could be a libero, though. Well, I guess you have to get over the scared part, then. Yeah. Very good. Well, good luck on the trip to Kentucky, and thanks for coming on here. Sasha Hovind here, talking some cross country with us on Tracking the Wolves. Back with more in just a moment.
NCAA championships are something special.
Filled with memories we will carry with us for the rest of our lives.
We ask that you cheer hard for your institutions.
Acting responsibly and courteously towards those around you.
In the spirit of sportsmanship, enjoy the game, and let's provide our student athletes, coaches, officials, and fellow fans the respect they deserve.
Well, it's about that time again. You got it. Time to check the week ahead in Northern sports and finish off another episode of Tracking the Wolves. With the Thanksgiving holiday coming up, I am pretty sure you'll be hungry for some Northern hoops. On Saturday, the Wolves will look to gobble up a pair of conference wins when MSU Moorhead casseroles into town for the NSIC opener. I'm guessing you fans cranberry wait for it. Yeah, that's right. That's about it for this week's schedule, although on Monday, the Northern men will be stuffing in one more non-conference game. It's coming up Monday, December 1st against Jamestown University. That's right here in town at the Barnett Center. And that's about it for this week, so enjoy your Thanksgiving, and thanks for enjoying another edition of Tracking the Wolves. To stay up to date on the latest Northern sports notes, join me for another episode coming up next week. And as always, till then, go Wolves.